Alright, so I'm in Jerusalem and I'm going to Bethlehem today. I'm going to show you how to get to Bethlehem from Jerusalem, because if you're coming here, you will definitely going to be in Jerusalem, and you're going to take day trips, organized or not organized, from here to the Palestinian area, which is just a couple of kilometers away, but these two places are worlds apart. So as you can see here, that's the old gate, the wall for old Jerusalem. The Damascus gate is right here. You can see this is the so-called Arab bus station. This is where Arab buses go to the Palestinian areas. This is not the central bus station of Jerusalem. And if you go further up the street and take a left, the Jaffa gate is right there. So it's pretty easy. It tells you where the buses go. One of them goes straight to Bethlehem, and another one goes to Beit Jalah, which is a checkpoint into Bethlehem. If you want to go see Rachel's tomb, which is kind of outside of the city, between the checkpoint and Bethlehem, you would want to get this this bus. As you can see, bus number 231 is parked at 21. So always ask the driver for the route, because sometimes the numbers change on the Arab buses. Okay, and the trip costs about 7 shekels. It's a little bit less than $2, and the ride should take about half an hour, 45 minutes, but it really depends on the checkpoint and on the border control, because of course you have to bring your passport. Every time you go into Palestinian territory, you have to bring your passport. So yeah, let's see how it works out. Alright, so I'm taking the bus that takes you to the checkpoint, and I'm gonna cross into Palestine by foot, and then I'm gonna walk to Rachel's tomb, and from there I'm gonna walk to downtown Bethlehem. It's easier than taking a bus straight to Bethlehem and then walk way back up north, you know. This way it's easier for you to visit Rachel's tomb, which is like the number one thing you want to see in Bethlehem, and you're closer to the wall, so you can take pictures of the wall as well. So I paid $4.70. That's about $1.25. I just took the bus from Jerusalem, Damascus Gate, to checkpoint 300. That's what it's called, and it goes to Bethlehem. And you can see the wall. That's the wall separating Palestine and Israel. You can see the wall already here. This is the bus stop. It's the last stop, you know. You will see everyone is getting off. It took 15 minutes to get here, and I will try and film how to get across the border. I will probably not be able to film all of it, because as you can imagine, this border is kind of tight. So yeah, I see how much I can film. Alright, so I just walked the wrong way. I was walking up here where you see the sign, but it's not for foreigners. And I actually passed the guard because I was walking behind the bus, and he just called me back. So yeah, be sure you go the right way. This is where the bus stops. Jerusalem is here, and you want to go down here. And the cab drivers are pretty aggressive. They cannot cross the border, so even if you're walking towards the border, they will still try to sell you a ride, but the ride would be less than a minute. It doesn't really make any sense. All right, and this is here where you would take the bus back as well to Jerusalem. Okay, so I just got out of this building. It took me about 2 minutes. There were not many people working there. Well, only 2 guys, and it's really like a maze in there. That they had to tell me 5 times where to go, although it's a tiny building. And the guy, he just asked me where you want to go. I said Bethlehem, and that was good enough. He didn't ask me my nationality. He didn't ask for my passport, anything. He didn't ask if I'm staying in Jerusalem or not. And the guy said, oh, go right and then take a left. And out of nowhere comes a soldier with a machine gun and stops me and says, no, it's the wrong way. So it's kind of like a mason there, although they tried to tell you where to go. There was absolutely no filming allowed. And yeah, I think there's one more checkpoint coming up for the Palestinian side. So we're gonna turn the camera off. Okay, so there was just this turnstile. No one really stopped me for anything on the Palestinian side. So I'm in Palestine right now, walking down here, and then I will walk towards Rachel's tomb. Alright, so that's where it just came out from. The lots of cabs here. You can buy stuff right here. If you want to go towards Bethlehem, just follow the main road. And I just recommend you have a map or like an offline map or an actual physical map anyways, and you will not get lost. Bethlehem is not this big, so yeah, just watch out for the traffic. And you can see the license plates are different too. They're white with green. The P is for Palestine. All right, let's go. So yeah, this is on the way to Rachel's tomb. One more reason to cross the border by foot and walk along here. Alright, so I've been just walking around here following the wall because I can't keep my eyes off and I got a little bit off track. If you ever come here and you want to take pictures or video of the wall, it's all good. The only thing is really watch out where you're going because there's a lot of barbed wire hanging down, so it can rip your clothes or your head or your hair can get stuck in the barbed wire. Just look out for that. Alright, so this is Banksy's hotel. I don't know how much he is involved in this really. When he came here to do art on the wall, he also did art for this hotel. It says it's open to the public, so let's see if I can go in and take pictures and film. So Banksy's hostel, hotel.
He's Jewish. She's Jewish. She's also Jewish. She's also Jewish. You know that you can press the black button right here, and that will like you just do it. It's not fun for declaration.
Building houses on Palestinian land, referred to as settlements. These self-contained colonies could house up to 60,000 people, many of whom are strongly idealistic immigrants. Settlements have their own Israeli roads, buses, water and telecoms. These are fine. Problem was, people already lived in this place. Leaders of surrounding Arab countries rejected the death of
So I'm walking around, and sometimes I don't know if this is just like a public path to the maze that is Bethlehem or Palestine. It's actually someone's house, but they were nice enough to just like let me film. So you get a view over the city of Bethlehem. And because this is someone's house, I'm just gonna leave immediately. Although they said it's okay, it's kind of weird, you know, to be filming in someone's yard. Okay, so this is Calle de la Estrella. It's called Star Street on the map. It's a really nice street, and you follow this street for probably 20 blocks. It doesn't look like a main street because they're way bigger streets, but that is a street you have to follow if you're coming from the checkpoint and if you're walking downtown to Moscow Square. So yeah, the biggest street is not always the most important street. Just follow Star Street, and you can ask people, everyone knows where Star Street is. So this is Manchester Square. Mosque of Omar is right over there, and the Church of St. Catherine is right there, and that's where most people are going. So there is a peace center, also tourist information, and there lots of places to buy souvenirs, to get some food. So yeah, it's very easy to get around here, very easy. I just walked inside the mosque and I asked, they said I'm allowed to come in, take pictures, video. I just took 1 or 2 pictures in a very quick video of 5 seconds because I didn't want to bother the people. The church is right here. Everyone, if you come on a tour, you will just go to the church. Between the checkpoint and the church, I have not seen one single tourist. They all come on a tour and you miss everything else you've seen in the video. You will miss walking around the square, buying souvenirs, going to the church. That is all that you get. It costs you $30 or $40. The whole trip today, for me walking around, taking a cab, will be, I don't know, maybe $6, $7. So it saves you a lot of money, and it feels extremely safe here. And people are very laid back here. They're laid back on the Israeli side too. And they're even more laid back here. So it's not a problem to walk around, and it's not a problem to just like do stuff by yourself. Just ignore the cab drivers here. One guy, he just wanted me to drive me 6 kilometers for $15, which is a crazy price, you know, for the standards here. And you don't need a cab, you can just walk. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're used to just booking tours, doing day tours, it all adds up. You can do most everything yourself, and this is another good example that you can do everything by yourself. Alright, so this is the Nativity Church, and this is the place where apparently Jesus was born, and they built the church around that place. So it's one of the most holiest sites for Christians. It's really quiet today, but I heard that if you come around Christmas, this place is very, very busy. Unfortunately, there's some heavy construction or renovations going on from the outside, so I cannot film a lot.
Nascimento, a manjedoura. Desce, depois alguém vai perguntar, cadê a manjedoura? Ali.
So it just took me 45 minutes to get in and out there, and it shows you the star. It's supposedly where Jesus was born, like that exact spot. Having said that, the church was only built for the first time almost 340 years after Jesus was born. So it's up to you to decide how correct that spot is. Anyways, people go crazy here. It's a little bit like a punk rock show at these places. a little bit of respect for other people would not be too bad in these religious places, because people just elbow each other. Younger people pushing older people pushing younger people, not very Christian. Anyways, I hope you get to see a little bit of this. So if you never get the chance to go to Israel or Palestine, or if you cannot make it down here and wait 45 minutes to get it down there, at least you have this video. So that's the end of a 1 p.m. prayer. The people that you see walking around, they were just sitting around the square listening. No one was praying on the streets, as you can even see in New York sometimes, but I haven't seen that here at all. So this is Milk Grotto Street, where it goes to the Milk Grotto. The Milk Grotto is where the Holy Mary was breastfeeding Jesus, the baby Jesus, and while doing so, she was losing some breast milk, and 3 drops of breast milk hit the floor, and this is where the Milk Grotto was built. Actually, it wasn't built, the grotto was already there. I just ran out of storage on my GoPro, and I didn't bring my bag that has my extra SD cards, so I'm gonna use my iPhone, and let's hope the quality is gonna be decent. So you saw the wall, you saw the Banksy hotel, you saw the graffiti on both sides of the wall. Actually, the painting will always be on the Palestinian side. There are no paintings or anything on the Israeli side of the wall. You saw me walk down to downtown Bethlehem. You saw me inside the Nativity Church and the Milk Grotto, and that's about it when it comes to Bethlehem. The only other place that people go to is called the Shepherd's Field, and that's just a place where apparently hundreds of years ago 3 angels were seen hovering or whatever, or flying across the field. So as you might have noticed, I'm not at all a religious person, but I like the history and I like the art behind it. So for me, there's no reason going to a random field, which is really just a random field, only because someone said they saw 3 angels over the field. So I'm gonna skip that. Other than that, you've seen pretty much everything there is in Bethlehem from a tourist point of view. And I will just walk back to the checkpoint, and then I will show you Rachel's tomb, which is part of Bethlehem, but it's actually on the other side of the wall. So I have to go back to the checkpoint, and once I made it to Rachel's tomb, I will give you details. So I'm back at the border crossing. It's way more busy right now. This sign up there says entrance. I came the other way. So yeah, some people seem to walk the wrong way. And because this is a very delicate border crossing, again, I will not be able to film the whole process of getting back from the Palestinian territories into Israel. So just a one turnstile. Next over there where it says entrance. The Israeli part, I'm definitely not gonna film. Alright, so I just got my first forced hitchhiking ride. If you're looking down the street about, I don't know, 400 meters, there's a checkpoint from Israel. And that's on the other side is Palestine. So if you want to go to Rachel's tomb, you have to go down this road, but you cannot walk. So if you're an individual traveler, the army, they will stop you and say, hey, you have to hitchhike. And then they stop the next car, and the next car has to take you. It's just a minute ride. But yeah, I've been hitchhiking before, if you've been following my blog. But it's my first forced hitchhike where the military service stops the car for me so I can go down here. There's no sidewalk. The sidewalk would stop around the corner. So it's around about right here. And I was dropped off right here, which is Rachel's tomb. And on the way back, I will have to do the same thing. I have to wait for someone here, then we'll try to get a ride. But people are probably kind of suspicious, so it might take me a while. All right, let's check out Rachel's tomb. Alright, it's my first forced hitchhiking. Still kind of funny. And it's also the shortest ride that I ever had, because it was a minute. You can see the checkpoint behind me. I'm not going to film that too closely. Around about here, and the white buses you see, these are the buses that go back to Jerusalem, to the Arab Central Bus Station at Damascus Gate in Old Jerusalem town. And when you come here by bus, it's on the other side of the road. So yeah, the whole trip today, just getting on the bus and whatnot, cost me about $6, and that beats paying $30 or more for a trip to Bethlehem that is organized. It's bullshit. DIY or die. This way you get to travel longer, and if it would have been on a tour, this would have never happened to me. So there are only positive sides about doing it yourself, because Israel and Palestine are much safer than people might think.